140.
Well, he's on a finish first in the possible penultimate leg of this match.
93. And you require 160.
Just take a big old chunk out of it. Doesn't need to come down the board. Don't see the value.
97.
We'll get a dart at double or two.
100, and you require 64.
Stay in it to force the last leg decider. That time it pretty much looks certain it was for treble 16, but he does end up on tops anyway.
44.
Hasn't been quite as good on that today as he was yesterday when he was perfect, and now Chisnell has a chance to put him away.
Hasn't had a ton plus checkout in this match, Dave Chisnell. His highest finish has been 56. Does that change? Double 18. Oh, I thought it was in for a second. So did Rog.
And you required 20.
Yeah, not just in this match, but not in the last match either. Chizzy falling short of the three-figure out, and Andrew Gilding forcing a sudden death shootout. Chisnell has the darts, and he's had the better of Gilding every time they've played in the last 7.5 years.
So Barry Van Peer from 5-1 up, miss 6 match darts across the last 4 legs and lose to Keane Barry. Dave Chisnell was 5-3 up in this one and has missed a match dart in each of the last 2 legs. Still averaging a ton and hitting 50% of his darts at double, though. Oh, no. 60 on the floor. It could be pivotal.
What you really want to do now is stick in a couple of treble 20s yourself, and Andrew Gilding might do that.
140.
Gets him ahead.
Well, just obviously keep an eye on Dave Chisnell's score, but imagine if he had another 60 points. Maybe even another 20.
80.
Well, okay, 23.
Arguably better off without those.
Well, he'd be down to a finish if that first bounce out had stuck in, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Gilding not punishing.
86.
Good to see plenty of young fans in the audience appreciating Andrew Gilding.
60.
Wow, Dave Chisnell, it might be slipping away, because a 2 treble visit puts Andrew Gilding on a double for the match. Surely from here.
Well, Dan, Gilding's going to set this up perfectly. You mentioned just the maths, but how much has the bounce out actually affected Dave Chisnell?
Maybe. Maybe yes. Maybe it's not. Oh, Chizzy. He'll have to survive match darts. For some reason, Gilding has left double 18, not double top that he's been hitting all weekend. Why have you done it? Does it matter?
That's why. It's glory for Gilding, and a long-awaited one against Dave Chisnell, who he just could not seem to beat. But missed starts, 3 of them from Chizzy, have cost him dear, and maybe a bounce out in that last leg can be said of that. But Gilding waited for his chance. And finally, for the first time in the best part of 8 years, gets the better of Chizzy, who he's chucked out in the last 16, and Gilding goes through to the quarterfinals.
Goldfinger, Andrew Gilding steht unter den letzten 8 beim Interwetten. German Darts Grand Prix. Andrew, congratulations. You said yesterday, I've got to beat him at some point. It happened today. I think it's the first time you beat him since 2016 or something, but you had to battle really hard for it.
Yeah, very, very hard. obviously 6'5". So, yeah, my time had come.
Well, that's fair to say. When you left double 18 there for the match, I thought, why not leave tops? Because you've been deadly on tops for all the days here in Munich.
I really don't care what double I go for. I practice all the doubles, so I don't have a favourite double.
Okay, that makes sense. Next round in the quarterfinals, Nathan Aspinall, someone who he's a battler as well. So you've had a battle here. That's probably what you have to prepare for in the quarterfinals as well.
Yeah, last time I played Nathan, I think he came back at the end. He's a real fighter. So I'm happy with what I've done already. So whatever happens is a bonus.
Andrew, you can be happy, and congratulations. Best of luck, I was going to say, tonight in the quarterfinals. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, Goldfinger, Andrew Gilding. Well done, Andrew.
Struggling for breath? Coughing? Ever smoked? With its unique patented vibration technology, Revitive AeroSure is a drug-free medical device that is clinically proven to improve the strength of breathing muscles. Discover the Revitive AeroSure breathing device today. To find out more and for latest offers, see in store or visit aerosure.com.
Join us to race for life, race for family, race for friends, race for colleagues, race for future generations, race for life-saving cancer research. Who will you race for? Sign up to your local Race for Life event by the 30th of April to get 30% off entry. And together, we will beat cancer.
Play Happy Tiger Bingo for the most awesome bingo winning experience. Simply search for Happy Tiger Bingo. Happy Tiger.
Welcome to the pasta party!
1, 2, 3.
Making new traditions.
Keep going.
Sharing old stories. Homemade pasta. Enjoy, cheers to us, we did it! And an ice cold Coca-Cola.
Ready?
2. That's my recipe for magic.
Avoid online trackers. Zen. Be more cyber zen. Get NordVPN.
At the Cotswold Company, we know your table hosts many memories. That's why we build our furniture to stand the test of time with traditional craftsmanship. Along with our beautiful range of tableware, glassware and accessories, you can bring your home to life with the perfect dining table. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
With O2, get a big deal. Get 30 gig of data for under £20 a month on a Plus plan. Plus, the flexibility to get a new plan and phone after 3 months. O2, see what you can do. Search O2 SIM only.
Loving the darts?
What a match!
Things are only warming up. Enjoy tonight's session live on Viaplay Sports 2 from 6 p.m. Subscribe now at viaplay.com.
Let's remind you what's happened so far on the final day of the German Darts Grand Prix in Munich. It started with a bang. Michael Smith producing a stunning display to see off Gerwyn Price, an average of almost 108 for the bully boy. Keane Barry then came back from 5-1 behind to defeat the Dutchman Berry van Peer. Danny Noppert got the better of Dirk van Dijvenbode. Damon Hector will meet him the quarterfinals, and Nathan Aspinall will play Andrew Gilding, who ended a long wait for a win against Dave Chisnell. So 3 quarterfinals set up. The next 2 matches will decide the final one. The first of those is Joe Cullen against Lee Evans.
Herzlich willkommen zurück zum Interwetten German Darts Grand Prix 2023. Die Achtelfinal-Session live und von der PDC Europe hier aus dem Zenit in München. 2 Partien stehen noch an in dieser Montagnachmittagssession. Wir begrüßen auf der Bühne aus England mit einem Titel auf der Challenge Tour. Hier in seinem 2. European Tour Achtelfinale. Hier kommt Evs Lee Evans. Sein Gegner kommt aus Bradford, England. Die aktuelle Nummer 12 der Welt. Ein Premier League-Finalist und der frühere Masters-Champion. Wir begrüßen Rockstar Joe Cullen.
And so it is Joe who takes on Lee Evans in the last 16 here of the German Darts Grand Prix. Many thought it might have been Ross Smith, but Cullen produced a dogged darting display to fend the European champion. Despite averaging around 10 points less than him for most of the match, he never trailed the game to Smith. And visibly emotional after that victory. It was easier work for Lee Evans, despite the stature of his opponent. He thrashed Peter Wright 6-1, having seen off another Scotsman in Alan Suter on the opening day of this tournament 6-2. And Lee Evans is a man, although his appearances on the Euro Tour have been few, he's always made progress in them. In fact, his win percentage is more than 70%. He's in the final day for the 2nd time in his career. And he will think that he's got every chance, having just beaten Wright, who has been out of sorts in 2023, to do the same to a player that has also been out of sorts this year in Joe Cullen.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say as well. But Joe, really impressed me.
Joe to throw first. Game on.
Whenever questions are asked of him, seems to have fire inside his belly. We referenced yesterday that when he was up against Damon Heta on multiple occasions in 2022, and Damon was seen as the favourite by the odds compilers and the journalists, he took exception to that and he came out swinging. Yesterday, when it came to action on Sunday here at the German Darts Grand Prix,
44.
we started talking about the start of 2023 maybe not being its optimum. And what did he do? He came out with a display that needed guts and spirit.
57.
He's never ever lacked that. And he might need a little bit of that today. but we can't ignore the fact that he hasn't started this year anywhere near as well as last year.
Yeah, the results certainly back that up. In fact, this is Joe Cullen's 14th tournament of 2023. He's trying to get through to just his second quarter-final of the year here. But by his standards, certainly not making the cut. He did admit, didn't he, himself, in the interview with our MC here, Philip Brzezinski, that he hasn't really recovered from not being picked for the Premier League, something he's put a lot of importance on. Was in it last year, missed starts to win it last year.
And don't underestimate just how important being part of the Premier League sharpened him up at the start of the year. It's up to him to get through this period of spring and early summer to have an assault at something like the World Match Player and to become that major threat that we know that he is.
100.
He's got a chance to wrap up the first leg here. It's been a little bit of a laboured one, but he won't mind as long as he wins it. And he has won it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he went on to win the title, you know, because we weren't really talking about him as a massive favourite when it came to Budapest last year, and he went on to win that thing.
If you look at the section of the draw he's in, you've got the winner of this taking on Luke Humphries, who before yesterday, resolved Jose De Sousa. Before yesterday, we didn't know what to expect from Luke. He was back with a bang, wasn't he? And De Sousa is another player who you could describe as out of sorts. Not the player a couple of years ago.
421.
I think we always judge players by their best. And we judge the likes of Heta and Dobie and Cullen, Sousa and Humphries all based on what they've done recently, yes. But we're always judging them on what their top level has been. Everybody wants to get there, but staying there is really hard.
Yeah, well, that's what we can do, isn't it? Judge them by their own standards, by their results, by their statistics. If Joe Cullen goes and averages 100 plus in this match and wins 6-1, 6-2, you think fair enough. If Lee Evans does that, you think, wow.
Leg 2 is very different to leg 1. I wouldn't be surprised to see this game materialise the same way that we saw with Chisnell and Gilding, which was statistically and from a viewing perspective a really good match to watch. Amazing standard from both players, and ultimately Goldfinger is going to be taking on the Asp later.
Yeah, took his chance. Andrew Gilding, having seen Dave Chisnell miss 3 darts to progress himself. Different legs now. Evans, double 10.
Yeah, it's on second leg.
That was very authoritative.
The leg is Joe to throw first. Game on.
Everybody's got the word out that it's Dennis's birthday.
140.
Well, one thing that I was talking to you and Dan Dawson about yesterday, and I just want to put my own little post on it. The fact that Joe Cullen has got the best active streak of consecutive European Tour appearances is mind-boggling to me. This is his 65th European Tour event in a row. He's not missed one since 2016. And his current streak of 65 straight tournaments is by far and away the best of any active player. The next best is Rob Cross, and his is under 30. It's almost as if you have to put Joe Cullen on the tournament poster because you know he's going to be here.
Yeah, and also he knows something else he mentioned in his interview. One of the reasons for his emotion after that victory is that he knows that that run could end. He's dangling around the lower end of that top 16 on the Pro Tour order of merit. Seeded 9 for this tournament.
You know, when it comes to seedings for later in the year, he's pretty safe at the...
But the cut-off for the end of the year European Tour events, it's not until August. So if you think about today in Munich, opportunity knocks to get himself another title, which would solve a lot of problems, rankings-wise.
Yeah.
But there are other events coming up, Graz, Leeuwarden, Visa in Belgium, and Prague, Sindelfingen, plenty to be getting on with.
We took out this same checkout in the first leg.
20.
Can't manage this time, but yeah, 14th right now. And that's after victory yesterday. It's actually moved him up from 16th. He was right on the button.
That tells me that he's very, very aware of his ranking positions, whether world ranking or Pro Tour ranking. And that makes that hit even better because he takes the lead again.
Game on.
Not a vintage Cullen display yet. Shade under 90 the average for 3 legs. But the doubles are all right, 50%. You'll take that as long as you get enough chances.
Yeah, interestingly, the one that has to worry right now is Johnny Clayton. He's the man on the button now.
Well, he's been hovering for about a year.
Yeah, but
every time he's in trouble, he does something.
It's just sort of funny, isn't it, watching him win each week at the Premier League and to hold on to that seeding. It's Andrew Gilding who may yet catch him, and of course it was Gilding
93.
who beat him yesterday.
We know that Clayton is the king of the unranked pound.
Yeah, absolutely.
96.
Good pals with Joe Cullen is JC squared. If they were a pairs partner, you'd have that equation, wouldn't you? W equals JC squared. Moving swiftly on. You can't leave a finish from 3-4-5 though.
40.
But getting nowhere near. And even more difficult for him to leave a finish after 6 starts from there. Been kind of one-sided legs, hasn't it, all throughout?
Yeah. Whoever's throwing first just seems to egg. Nobody's really scared of break yet, but that's a brilliant approach from Cullen.
78.
Does get to a finish, and Evans now looking for a rescue act. Could go for 15s, probably goes for 19s. Hits it.
60.
Can't get himself out of trouble.
Well, if Cullen hits this 147, honestly, one of the most creative approaches to a shot like this I've ever seen. It's not going to go. A valiant try.
57. Lee required 10.
So double 5 to square this one up. Use the marker very well indeed.
Good leg is Joe to throw first. Game on.
And it is all square in this one.
Interestingly enough, Lee Evans' path to Sunday came via Alan Suter and Peter Wright. And I've just been looking through the world rankings, and I don't know what Gary Anderson's plans are. We know he's going to be in the Euro Tour at the end of the month. A long-awaited return in Leeuwarden, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be watching that, but I don't know what Gary's plans are for the World Cup.
96.
But if he chooses not to play in the World Cup, then Lee Evans will have taken out Team Scotland.
100.
Because Suter, if Gary chooses not to play it, is in line to do what John Henderson did the last couple of years.
100.
Hendo now doing very, very well on the Challenge Tour. Joe Cullen just pointing out that Lee Evans has left something behind.
Maybe just distracted at the start of that visit. That was maybe the worst start he's thrown this weekend so far. Well, I shouldn't really say weekend anymore, it's Monday, but it feels like Sunday.
Yeah, long weekend.
55.
Good start to the week for somebody picking up £30,000 in a European Tour title.
And somebody's going to have that little conundrum of, how do I fit a trophy in my suitcase? Have I got some clothes I can wrap a little plaque in? Because luckily, for most of the European Tour winners, quite a small flat trophy that you can put in your luggage. However, when Dave Chisnall won in Belgium last year, he needed somebody to drive it back because it was so big. But Joe's got plenty of experience of things like that because he's picked up multiple titles in his career to date.
Well, what a little spell of darts that was from Joe Cullen. The 1-7-1 setup
42.
to leave the double 6. Yeah, who is Dennis? We don't know.
It's his birthday, though. We know that much.
We'll just leave it out there.
93.
Lots of happy people out there on Monday